And good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, and I am your host, Josh Engel. Today we are joined by Kevin Blodger, brewer, and Greg Smith, owner of Printer's Ale, as we chat about Printer's Ale Day, celebrating 6 years of beer. The city of Carrollton actually made April 29th Printer's Ale Day, and we have a 6-year retrospective on the program today. We are also live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guest, feel free to hop on there, and we'd be proud to read them out to them. Just a little bit about our guest. So Greg Smith, he owns a commercial printing company in Carrollton called Printed Specialties, and he decided to turn the back half of his industrial building into a production brewery to honor his family's German brewing history. Printer's Ale flagship beers tell the story by paying homage to the everyday inks he uses in the front half of the building: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And we also have brewer Kevin Blodger with us. He's an award-winning brewer, highly recognized for his leadership in the craft beer industry, and has at least 20 years experience, possibly even more. I believe he's a mystery. I believe Kevin, he's got a full story, but we'll leave that to them. But we'll get into all that and a lot more here shortly. Greg, Kevin, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming on the program today.
Thanks for having us.
And exciting celebration here, 6 years of beer. Why don't we take a step back and just and have each of you tell us a bit about yourself. We'll start with Kevin, and then when we come over to Greg, perhaps you could expand on that story a little bit about the formation of Printer's Ale. Yep. So, Kevin, if you could, tell us a bit about yourself and about your history with printers.
So I've been brewing, like you said, for about 20 years. Makes me sound kind of old now, but I've been brewing for 20. Yeah, I'm kind of old. So I've been brewing for 20 years. Owned a brewery in Baltimore. Me and my wife decided to make a change during the pandemic. Moved down south where I was in Baltimore before, where housing prices were more affordable.
It's a tough place, Baltimore.
Yeah. It's a fun place. Loved it there, but I'm loving the South. It's great down here. People are friendly. Housing prices are lower. I can't say that enough. So worked at a few places until I found Printers, and have been there a little under a year now. Really enjoy it. Great brewery. We're making beer the right way. We're doing a lot of cool, innovative stuff. We're doing a lot of cool traditional stuff as well too. So it's kind of like the perfect place for me. You know, I love to experiment and make new beers, but I also love traditional methods and styles, and so we have a little bit of everything there, which makes it really great.
Honoring that traditional history, making it your own together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Printers has stood out so much over the years and is continuing to grow at such an exponential rate.
Yeah.
I got to ask. I'm going to ask both of you. Do you have a favorite beer?
For me, beer is really seasonal. So in the wintertime, I'm going to drink our black, our Artifact Stout. Right now in the spring, I've been drinking a lot of Pilsner, a lot of Dialux, which is our light lager. So it just depends. Whatever's in front of me at that time is going to be my favorite beer.
Love the logo for the Dialux. It's so cool, so retro.
It's kind of classic looking, and a classic beer to go with it. So
awesome. Kevin, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey, mine's magenta.
Okay.
I love magenta. Everyday magenta just is a great drinking beer for me.
That's your go-to.
It's my go-to. Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale is the beer I would take to the desert island, the proverb. But I think magenta is real close to that in taste. It's just a beer I can drink all the time.
So beer has played a role in your family's history since the old days in Germany.
Yeah. So the history of Printer's Ale, I started it in, 2016, 2015. I was sitting in the back of the building, and the old Lawler hosiery facility, if anybody knows Tommy Thomason's, Thomason Printing. I was sitting in the back of that building just wondering what I was going to do with it, because we were using the front 2/3 for the printing, but the back third was the old hosiery mill. It was sloped floors, a wet room, have to dig all that out. So I've been home brewing for 20-some years, and I thought I'd just take the home brewing equipment over to the to that room and just get it out of the house, free up some space for the wife. But then I got it over there and went, if I'm going to maybe I could open up a little brewery.
You never stop.
Yeah, and maybe I could just open up a little brewery. And then, we're going to do this. Let's do it instead of a 1-barrel system. Let's do 10-barrel, 15, 20 barrels. So we went to a 20-barrel. If you're going to brew 1 barrel of beer, you might as well brew 20 barrels of beer. It's about the same. So, and if you have any success, if you have a small system, you're brewing all the time. So just went ahead and put the 20-barrel system in. So, and the history on that printing side. So printed specialties started in 1982 in Carrollton. We came down from Scranton, Pennsylvania to service it was Columbia Records, CBS Records, that old record pressing facility.
I've heard stories about from folks that used to work there.
Yeah, we opened up right beside it, and we had an old printing press and a cutter, and we did record labels for that facility. So we bought that building down the street to do converting. We had this little printing operation going on. When I started the brewery, my uncle showed up in town. He rides his motorcycle around the United States. He retired a long time ago. And he showed up, and we have a picture on the taproom wall of the old press room facility in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And he started talking about it, and he said, your great-great-great-grandfather was a brewer in Germany. And I said, no, I had no idea. I did not know this. So he said, yeah, it's in Brunau, Germany, and there's a guest house called Golden Krone. And so I actually went over to Germany, and I went there, and that guy's father sold it or bought it from my great-grandfather, and it's just this history of the beer and the printing, and it's all very unique. It's all tied together. Yeah, it's a very unique kind of situation. I had no idea that brewing was a part of the family history for so long.
See, in the cartoon in my head, you go over there and everyone looks like you. Like that would be great. Like in this one place. But your great-great-grandfather, they sold it. To this group.
Yeah, to his family. And this guy, it's funny, in Brunau, it's this crazy little one-stop, it's not even a stoplight. There was it's a little artist community out in the middle of Germany. And if you go to the cities, people speak English. Out in the countryside, not so much. So we were sitting in this little restaurant out in Brunau, and I was going, is the owner here? And, nein, no, sprechen Sie Deutsch? No. So finally, this guy named Marcus, he came out. He's the current owner, and he's this all tatted up German in the middle of this. You didn't expect it. You just did not expect to see him, this tatted up German with a mohawk, and wow, okay, in the middle of this little community out in the middle of Germany. It was cool.
It's amazing. I mean, we're talking, this has been a 6-year journey at this point. I mean, you hear stuff like that, and that just fleshes out the story and really gives you additional context. I mean, it has to have been a pretty meaningful journey for you over the last, really your whole life, but here you are the last 6 years. You've with a group of incredibly talented people have crafted this beautiful company, this legacy to leave behind. Yeah. How has that impacted you?
Oh, it's great to see it thrive. Great to see it kind of grow, and the community enjoys it. When I started it, I really didn't know how it would be received. A brewery in a small town, if anybody was really going to like it. But the city has really, really embraced it early. So it was great to see people come out and get support from the local city, from everybody. Just seeing the community kind of gather out there has been the funnest part for me. If you've been there, it's in an industrial park, and it's 15 acres of land, and in the evening you don't know it's an industrial park at all. You're just sitting there with the
middle of the forest in this beautiful little grotto,
Yeah, it's like a park. And so you just sit out there and chill out and have a beer on a nice spring evening with your dog and your family. That's been the best part for me, really, the community aspect of it.
You've created a welcoming home.
That's the whole idea of beer and beer gardens, right? In Germany and in Belgium, it's all about family and community. Everybody coming on out and just enjoying a beer with your friends and family.
I bet that it would have been a lot easier for your I think it was your great-great-grandfather to have signed over the Golden Krone had he known that his great-great-grandson was gonna create something like printers down here.
Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah,
it really is. Well, it's a wild story. We're gonna take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we're gonna continue this retrospective, looking back at the past 6 years, and talk about some of the partnerships that Printers Ale has championed over the past few years, and a lot more. So stay with us.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to help. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
As a believer in the power of education, we are called to set the standard by shaping and empowering the minds of future generations through quality education. Oak Mountain Academy embraces this philosophy, which is why my children attend this prestigious school. I am elated to serve on the OMA Board of Trustees, where together we prepare students and remind them to trust and believe in the power to transform the world. I'm Dr. Brian Bain, inviting you to celebrate our 60-year legacy of academic excellence. Visit us at oakmountain.us.
Hey, we're back to Community Voice. If you're just tuning in, appreciate Colin celebrating the Scranton, Pennsylvania.
That's classy.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
nice.
Origins of printed specialties prior to working their way down here to Georgia. Yeah, you got it. We're talking about Printers Ale. It is it's been 6 years, celebrating 6 years of beer, coming up on April 29th, as recognized by the city of Carrollton. Yeah. It is Printers Ale Day. And we're going to get more into that here in just a bit. But right now, I'm sitting here with Greg Smith, the owner of Printers Ale, as well as Kevin Blodger, brewer extraordinaire, award-winning brewer, that has taken the time to sit down with us today and chat a little bit about the last 6 years at Printers Ale. I think something you touched on last segment. Oh, by the way, everyone tuning in, we are also live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. So if you have any questions, comments, congratulations you want to throw into our guests, feel free to do that. A lot of times they'll follow up after the fact.
Yeah,
it's still a little early, but be sure to hop on there and let us know what you're thinking. So I think something you touched on in the last segment was that this has gone a lot farther than just, taking your home brew kit and taking it into that empty building and then growing and growing. You've made something more than a product. What you've done is create this space where folks, families in the community, individuals, folks can all gather together, share a pint of ale together, and talk and make great memories. And I know that
for sure.
That's something that's that community engagement, something that's very important to you.
Yeah, it is. To me, it really is all about the community. When I grew up, my parents would take me everywhere with them, and back in the day, drank a little bit. It was in the 70s, and they would let me just kind of explore these areas that they went to. And I remember Hudson's in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. When we went there as a kid, they had these giant anchors outside, and I remember that just this vivid metal and water and concrete. And I love the idea of creating these little environments for the kids too. So the kids at Printers, they love the dry riverbed. They're always in the dry riverbed with the rocks, and I imagine they think that those things are, they're dinosaur eggs or something. And it's these memories I hope that they're creating as well, that they'll remember when they get old like me. And
people don't realize those are some of the most important memories we have.
They are.
Before that sense of adventure and wonder was extinguished by the cold reality.
Yeah, exactly. I have the bills to pay. But when you're young, these dinosaur eggs there's a troll in this tunnel and I got to keep him out. And
there's a big tatted German guy with a mohawk coming. Everybody.
Yeah. It's cool that community gets around it and is involved. So that's the big thing for me.
Well, you've you in partnership with your team have over the last 6 years been adding community first events and partnerships.
Community engagement for sure.
Community engagement.
Yeah, for sure. Operation Warm is one that I love because again, kids. Really, I just hate the idea of children not having a warm coat or a Christmas Toys for Tots. Kids should feel like children. They shouldn't have to worry and shouldn't have to stress, but they do, unfortunately. So anything we can do to help, I want Printers Ale to facilitate that.
And I love that how hard us adults work to preserve that sense of wonder. That sense of adventure and the safety and comfort of a warm home. And you mentioned Operation Warm here. You have this has been going on now since 2018. Mm-hmm. So how did this come together?
Our previous taproom manager, Matt Tapley, really felt the same way with the children, and any way we could do to reach out and help. And he had been involved in some schools before, and so he really put that first event together. So credit to the team, really. Jessica and Matt and the taproom managers we've had before who really take the vision and go forward with it. You got to have a good team, people that help you get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, since 2018, Printers Ale in partnership with the community has, you have raised and delivered up to date 324 coats.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. That has to mean a lot. I mean, that's, again, we were talking earlier about, more than just the product.
Yeah,
you have this.
For sure. That means more than anything, really.
So you have this Operation Warm Coats, Operation Warm, making sure that kids get some warm coats before wintertime rolls around.
Yep.
Let's talk about some of the others. I know that you have you've had a long-standing partnership with the Prevention Advocacy Resource Center, PARC.
Yeah. Those guys
silent
are great.
auctions.
Yeah, those guys are great. And again, our facility, we really want it to be available for that sort of thing where it's a cause that's true to us and that we believe in, and help facilitate it. Yeah, PARC's been great. Love working with those guys and the silent auction that we do. Super good.
And, so you've done this PARC partnership now for 2 years.
Yep.
You've held silent auctions at Printers Ale to support the group. You have brew days, private movie screenings. Everything that you guys can do to try to help empower this organization.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's anything we can do that would help the causes that we believe in, raise some money, raise awareness, whatever it is that we can do to help. We
just be a responsible member of our community.
Yeah, exactly.
And something else I've always loved about, PARC, one of their primary mission is working against sexual violence and people taking advantage of others. Something I've always been so impressed long before I met you or met Jessica. Is that there's always been this environment of safety at Printers Ale.
Oh, yeah.
The tap room managers, everyone's trained how to identify and help out someone. And, if someone's being weird or being too pushy.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I imagine that speaks to the partnership that you have with PARC.
Yeah. It's all about, again, family and community and helping provide that safe space for people to come on out and have a good time and not feel I'm trying not to have a different sort of environment.
Absolutely.
A family-oriented environment.
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm not out. This isn't. Yeah. I'm in with friends and family, people I can trust.
Yeah, exactly. Again, PARC is a great organization. I highly recommend everybody get involved in it for sure.
Yeah, check them out and sponsor them. Keep up to date with what they do because they do great work.
Yep.
Another great organization, the Carroll County Animal Shelter.
Yeah.
I love how each one of these groups, like you have Operation Warm, it's helping keep kids warm in the winter. You have the PARC auction and events, which is helping support the Prevention Advocacy Resource Center. And then you have this, taking care of some animals here, the dog adoption that you guys have. I know that so May 13th is actually going to be the new date because there was a date planned in April, but then it had to be moved.
Yep.
So if you could, tell us a bit about that partnership.
It's just, again, something that's dear to us, is getting involved in things that make sense for us. And we've got a great spot, right? It's outdoors. Bring the animals. Have them bring their animals out. They can bring as many animals as they want, and we can try to showcase that. And the animals at least get out for a little bit as well in open air, and that's kind of just what it's about. And they're close by. They're right down the street. So, who doesn't want an animal to find a home, right?
Yeah.
If you ever go to a shelter and it's just, you walk out going, I want to take every one of these animals home, right?
How about you, Kevin? Are you an animal guy?
Yeah, I'm a dog guy. My dog unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. My kids are ready to replace him. We haven't done that yet. So maybe on the 13th. We'll see.
Maybe on the 13th.
You're going to have to pull the trigger sometime.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. They're old enough now to walk the dog. So.
It's a good name for a good name, Trigger. It's a good name for a dog.
Exactly.
Like, what was it, the Lone Ranger's horse or
something? Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, it's a very important a mission for you. Could you speak a bit about your partnership with the Alzheimer's Association?
Yeah. My own mother has Alzheimer's, and so it is something that's pretty close to me and important. And it's crazy that all this time gone by, we still haven't figured it out, right? It's No one really knows what it is or why it happens and how it happens, and so just raising awareness of that there's people struggling all over with that particular disease and dementia. So yeah, really just trying to raise awareness really is the big part of all of this engagement, is trying to raise awareness. The limited funds that we do raise, I hope every little bit helps, but the awareness is really the big thing. And letting people know that, the other people are going through it too. It's not just you, it's not just me. There's so many people affected by all this.
It's a worldwide phenomenon, and it's again,
sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
It's one of the ailments that it takes its time.
Yeah, and to see someone like my own mom was so strong. She was fierce, and then to see that person scared is just something I never saw before. Right? You just don't see that, and it affects everyone differently. It's just we haven't figured it out, and I think that's just crazy.
Yeah, it's an ongoing battle, but I think that with the community's support, with organizations scattered throughout the country, and businesses like Printers Ale that want to make that a part of their total mission. Again,
awareness, trying to let people know that it's out there and whatever we can do to help.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we've just talked about, we've talked about now 4 separate community partnerships to try to strengthen, empower the community, help those in need.
Yep.
I think that this, in addition, of course, to the community, the very family-friendly atmosphere you've created together, and all of that goes a long way. But you have these kind of partnerships. I think these are the kind of things that led to the city of Carrollton naming April 29th Printers Ale Day. Can you speak a little bit about that? How did that play out?
That actually happened pretty early. We just contacted them. Would you like to come on out for our first anniversary? And the mayor, I think it was Walt. He said, or Erica Studdard may have put it. I don't remember who put the whole thing together, but we'll make a proclamation, and it's Printers Ale Day. And okay, that sounds great.
I mean, they broke out the scroll.
Yeah, I know. We got the legit scroll. So, and they came out and rang a bell and read the proclamation in the tap room that day. It was very fun.
That's
cool.
Great.
Yeah.
So you guys have some big plans for Printers Ale Days this year?
Always. And this year no exception.
Excellent.
Hopefully the rain holds off. We've had such good weather the past 5 years, and so keeping knock on wood.
Guess what? It's going to be great weather. We're going to go ahead and take our second commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to wrap up the program, chat a bit more about April 29th coming up, the 6th anniversary of Printers Ale. It's Printers Ale Day, celebrating 6 years of beer with a day full of events. We're going to talk about that and a lot more, so stay with us.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
I'm Michael Flynn, Oak Mountain Academy class of 1978.
Katie Flynn, class of 2010.
Justin Flynn, class of 2014.
Logan Flynn, class of 2019.
And I'm Marnie Flynn, current teacher at OMA.
My uncle Richard Orm Flynn, a founding father of Oak Mountain Academy, had a vision to see students become confident leaders who hold a faith-based value system in an academically rigorous environment. We are proud to celebrate 60 years of fulfilling my uncle's vision.
Our family invites you to visit the campus or oakmountain.us today.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today's April 25th. I'm your host, Josh Engel, and we have owner of Printers Ale, Greg Smith, and brewer, Kevin Blodger. We're chatting about, a lot of things. If you're just tuning in, we are live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. Go back and check out the full episode. You can check out the podcast. So you can hear this full retrospective over the past 6 years, looking into the community partnerships that Printers Ale has developed over these past 6 years, as well as celebrating Printers Ale Day as recognized by the city of Carrollton, April 29th. That date's coming up real soon.
Sure is.
The sixth year anniversary. So why don't we throw it over to Kevin? Kevin, I imagine that you guys are going to be celebrating accordingly.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We've got a bunch of cool beers coming back, and some new stuff coming out. So some of the highlights, we have a beer called Highlight, a nice sour ale. We'll have our new strawberry shortcake sour. PMS, I can't remember the number.
186?
186, I believe.
I can't remember either.
We also have our first for us, a cider that we brewed over there. So we'll have a hard cider on draft.
Wow. Will be dry cider?
It'll be a nice dry cider.
Not sweet.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. And we'll have all the old favorites there as well. We're bringing back some classics like our Ghosting Double IPA, our Sour Patch Adults, which is a beer brewed with Sour Patch Kids that I tasted yesterday and is tasting really delicious.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah, it's tasting really delicious. So we just got a bunch of cool stuff, a lot of beer, some food trucks. So it's going to be a great time on Saturday. We're really excited about it.
Absolutely, and so you have a full array of beer, but you also have some pretty fun stuff for the whole family going on as well. Could y'all speak a bit about that?
The families, of course, welcome. We got bands that are playing. I forget the names. The bands. I know we got Bluegrass Confidentials playing at the in the evening. I forget the other two.
You have an assortment of acts. I know that you got live music and of course food trucks. I think this is something Printer's Ale's known for now.
Yep. Mad Greek is coming out.
Mr. Bon Me.
Mr. Bon Me. Yeah, that's right.
And so we'll have food trucks, we'll have beer.
Yep.
Great environment. It's just going to be a really fun day that I think everybody, the production staff, me, Rocky, and Ethan are all looking forward to it. I think the whole team is looking forward to a big day on Saturday.
Yeah. Excellent. So this is a great way to celebrate 6 years working together. So April 29th, it's actually going to be going down from noon to 10 p.m.
Yes.
So if you guys, you have to wake up early. You can just sort of roll in there around 10 and the party begins.
Yes, absolutely. Come out whenever. Yeah, it'll be a good day, I hope.
Absolutely. So we only have a few minutes left here, Greg. If you could, maybe just speak to the future. Where do you want this? Where do you want Printers to go?
Well, I love the team we're putting together. So I kind of want them to explore what they can do. When I first started, I've been a home brewer forever, but I knew that I didn't have the talents to make a commercially viable beer, really. So hired great people. And Rocky, Kevin, Josh, our first guy, Brian Quinn, these really talented brewers. And you see what people can do. You let them have the freedom and kind of make decisions, and it's nice to see people thrive. So I just want to see the continued growth in the organization and in the community. I love, we've got a kitchen we're starting up. Hired a great guy out of San Diego to be the head chef there. So it's fun to put these really talented people together and see what they can do. I don't know what the future really holds for beer. I have no crystal ball. But we're trying to meet the needs, of course, with everything we've got. I love the classically done beers that we're doing. Plus, we have the super kind of the sweet sours that people like now with the PMS series of beers that are fun. And again, the innovation we can do is cool.
Well, I think Crystal Ball would be a good name for a future beer. So maybe write that one down. Where can folks learn more about Printers Ale and keep up to date with what you guys got going on?
I mean, all the social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, of course.
That's all at Printers Beer.
Yep.
Our website is printers-ale.com. So you can find stuff there. We say at Printers, work hard, drink Printers. And so that's kind of how we live our lives.
Yeah.
Kevin, Greg, thank you both for taking the time to come on the show and chat with us today. And congratulations again to 6 great years.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And everyone tuning in at home, we'll see you next time.